All right, as most of you know, at least those of you who are students of mine, I'm a huge fan of Dave Grohl. I think he's a really accomplished musician who's talented and is a smart guy. I'm just a big fan. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts that he's been on supporting his Sound City movie that he made. And he talks about guilty pleasures and how there shouldn't be guilty pleasures. What you like, you should like and be proud of it. And there's a quote. It says, it's an important part of appreciating music is realizing that you're allowed to like anything. You can like anything free of judgment. And I really try to encourage that with all the kids at school. Listen to whatever you like and like that. And try to like everything because there's tons of good music. Don't limit yourself. All right, so here's from the Nerdist Podcast and WTF Podcast. Woo!
Especially in the Foo Fighters, we all come from a place where, like, we love early Van Halen just as much as we love Joy Division,
sure.
You know? And so it's, music is like that. It's I don't believe in guilty pleasure, first of all. If you like fucking Britney Spears' Toxic song, then crank that shit.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And that's
a good fucking song.
Yeah, it's good. That's why I loved the, because I think, especially with someone like Rick Springfield, there's certainly an ironic appreciation of Rick Springfield because he was an answer. Yeah, and you make it okay because you were genuinely excited. You're like, I get to play with Rick.
Well, here's the thing: is that I have issues with irony.
I don't know who
first of all,
be excited about.
Like, I know that's the thing. Is that it's okay? Don't get me started.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing: is that I think that that irony and guilt are really dangerous to music. Because what it does is it creates like boundaries or restrictions, and it makes it so that you're questioning the whether something's like real or legitimate all the time, rather than just being for fucking real. Why not be for fucking real?
Yeah.
So my generation of musicians obviously just dove headfirst into irony and guilt and like, well, you can't do that because that's not fucking, I'm punk rock and you're not, and that's not fucking cool. And Aerosmith, that Janie's got a gun, that's cool, yeah.
That's the worst side effect of punk.
I swear to God, and you're right,
yeah.
Because I grew up in the Washington D.C. area. And so the bands that I first started playing in were hardcore punk rock bands in the early 80s. And so I got to see all of these legendary hardcore American punk rock bands in D.C.
Spent a lot of time in the 930 Club.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so that was like, that whole scene was all about like integrity and being for real. Especially Washington, D.C., kind of more than a lot of other cities. Like Discord Records, which is a D.C.-based independent record label.
Run by Ian MacKaye
from Fugazi and the Evens. He was a huge inspiration hero of mine when I was a kid because he just fucking did everything for real. You know what? The show's $5, and it's only going to be $5. Your fucking album is $3.50 postpaid. If you have to pay any more than that, you're getting fucking ripped off.
Yep.
And he just
shirts.
fucking walked it like he talked it, just like Neil Young or just like fucking Lemmy or all of these really inspirational dudes to me because you meet them and you're like, oh yeah, they're totally for fucking real. So when I would go see bands where I wasn't sure if it was real or not, I would get kind of confused, like, and I think it's a horrible side effect of the punk rock thing that people all of a sudden thought, well, I'm not supposed to like this. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yep.
Like, you're not supposed to like. I remember playing Primus at a fucking like punk rock party in Olympia, and I almost got lynched. It was like because it's not fucking cool, and it was like,
Calvin,
wait a minute.
you gotta go.
Well, kind of. People would make fun of you for the music that you listen to, and that's what all those fucking punk rockers hated.
Yeah.
They all got made fun of because when I was a kid listening to fucking whatever, Dead Kennedys or Black Flag or any of that shit, I grew up in suburban Virginia. I would have gotten my ass kicked every fucking day for that music. And then all of a sudden, like, you've got the same thing coming from the other side. Well, you're not allowed to listen to this either. It's the same fucking deal. It drove me crazy. So I feel terrible for anyone that's affected by that kind of irony or guilt because it should not be that way. It really shouldn't because that's the thing is like, and especially like this whole new generation of kids that like they just don't know my daughter, who's 6, she likes everything.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know.
That's what 6-year-olds do.
Exactly.
Because they're not fucking jaded yet.
Exactly. What's wrong with that? It's fucking great. She'll sit there and listen to the entire Beatles vinyl box set by herself, and then she'll go fucking listen to an iCarly record.
Because they're fearless. The 6-year-olds are fearless. When you get older, you learn.
Enjoy it.
Plus, they enjoy melody.
They fucking enjoy, like real good shit.
Yeah, but you shouldn't feel guilty for something you like.
No,
Exactly.
I did a press event over the weekend, and so.
I think the whole disco sucks era.
Yeah.
Disco sucks.
Yeah,
Disco
yeah.
sucks.
Well,
It's
that's when
fucking
you
taking the life out of
came up,
music.
really.
It's not real. It's disco sucks. And yeah, I mean, I didn't listen to disco. I was listening to that other shit.
To the punk
but I listen
rock,
to
though,
disco
right?
now, and I'm like, well, wait, what's wrong with disco? It's
Yeah.
fun. I put it on in the morning when I'm making breakfast and the kids dance, and those drummers were amazing.
Yeah,
the disco drummers were fucking amazing.
I got to be honest, man. Occasionally, I'll listen to "Don't Leave Me This Way."
You got to, dude.
Yeah, you know.
Disco's great.
That bass line and
What's
"Don't Leave
wrong
Me This
with
Way."
disco?
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that bass line. It's yeah.
First of all, and also, I don't believe in guilty pleasures. If you fucking like something, like it. That's the problem with our generation, is that residual punk rock guilt. Like, well, you're not supposed to like that. That's not fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's not fucking cool. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
When I was young, it's like, dude, when I was young and I brought 2112 home from my cousin's house in 3rd grade, I was afraid to play it for anybody for 2 reasons. One, because I didn't want them thinking I liked a band that the singer's voice sounded like that.
Yeah.
And also, remember that picture where they're wearing like white kimonos?
Yeah,
The one dude has like the craziest man camel toe. Like you could see one of his nuts on each side of the seam in his white satin pants, you know?
Nothing cool about Rush, really.
But there is. And I should have been able to fucking stand there in
wanted
3rd
to
grade and said,
stand up for it?
this is who I am. Fuck you. Because that's what it's all about. And I think that people should be able to say that. Like, don't fucking think it's not cool to like Britney Spears Toxic. It is cool to like Britney Spears Toxic. Why the fuck not? Fuck you. That's who I am. God damn it. So that whole guilty pleasure thing is like full of fucking shit.
But sometimes that turns into, that's who I am now. I'm not sure what's going to happen in 3 years.
You're right. Yeah. I don't worship the devil anymore. I still listen to Slayer.
I'm not so happy I was that guy then. I just want to apologize for
I'm
that.
not as satanic as
But
I
I
used
was
to be.
excited.
But I think that's an important part of appreciating music, is realizing that you're allowed to like anything.
Yeah.
You're allowed to like any music.
But so you start with.
An important part of appreciating music is realizing that you're allowed to like anything. You're allowed to like anything. You're allowed to like anything. An important part of appreciating music is realizing that you're allowed to like anything.